The American dream. Most people, when they think of the American dream, they think of having a career and getting married and having 2 or 3 kids and a house and nice cars and a boat and all the toys that go along with it. But for us, the American dream is freedom. Freedom from being anchored down, and freedom to be able to travel wherever we want, whenever we want, with no rules and no regulations, just having a good time, enjoying this country and just living free. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Natural State Rebels. Today's video is about inspiring you to go and do what it is that you want to do. And for us, that's full-time RV living. And we have interviewed other full-time RVers, and we just want to show you their experience with this lifestyle, and maybe it might inspire you to go out and do it too.
You know better than I do.
4 years.
2 years in November, which is, well...
November 1st, it'll be 2 years. November 1st, 2023 will be 2 years.
November 2019, when we went full-time.
And we stayed close to home. We were...
testing the waters.
Yeah, we're from Tennessee, so our first camp posting job was in Tennessee.
We've been full-time RVing since February of 2023.
We started our full-time RVing in 2015, in the summer of 2015.
Well, we started in August of 2021, so it's been a little over 2 years now.
It's always been a dream to get out and see the country while I was still able to do it. And I happened to, when Dorothy and I got together, I told her about it and she fell in love with the idea. And so this is how we can see the country, and before we're old and laying up and wishing we had been able to get out and see the country. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Going places that we have never been or would not have been able to afford. This affords us to be able to travel.
Well, more freedom. And travel around, visit places. Well, let me
elaborate on this. No, it's the same. It's just a little more in depth. So we decided at one point we wanted to be able to travel and be wherever we want, no matter what we were doing for work. And we were able to make that happen, and decided that we wanted to try Arizona for a year to see if we wanted to live there, because we had visited so many times. And so 1 year turned into 2 years, and during that 2 years we realized that it would be so much easier to travel to these more remote areas if we had a place to stay with our cats. So not all hotels are pet friendly, and especially out, like if you were to go out near the Grand Canyon or, you know, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. So this just made sense. And since we loved Arizona so much, but our family's back in New Hampshire, this would just make travel more easy. You know what I mean? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
I think for me, it was I got tired of punching the clock in a factory. It's always the same old, tell you when you can take a bathroom break, tell you when you gotta have your lunch, you know, just the whole 9 yards. Oh, am I gonna make it on time? And it's a different world work camping.
Also, you didn't want to do winters anymore, so.
Yes, yeah, that's another great big thing. We don't like the winters.
And he's traveled to, what, how many states?
Every state except for Alaska and Hawaii.
Right, so he wants to show me some of that stuff too, so.
Well, the RV lifestyle kind of chose us. We both love to travel and go on adventures and stuff, and there's a lot of new things that we want to see and places that we want to go, and so we just decided to go for it, and we've been doing it ever since.
Well, I chose the full-time RV lifestyle just for more freedom, just to get out of the 9-to-5 grind, you know, the working really hard to accumulate objects and things, and that's not what makes people happy, not what makes me happy. So experiences and travel, that's what we like to do. So we wanted to figure out a way where we could get rid of a lot of the anchors that hold us down, which is the financial stuff, because the more things you have, the more hours you have to work to accumulate those things. You know, we get to travel all over the country in a way to where it would have taken us years to do that otherwise. So to me, that's my answer. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I would agree. We both love to travel, and we just thought, well, how can we travel more and still make money? And so we did a lot of research in that department before we took the leap to do it. But yeah, I think that's for me, that's just the same thing. It's the freedom, you know, not having that anchor holding you down at home, you know, having the mortgage and the car payment and all the utilities and
rush hour traffic,
the 9 to 5 grind. I think, you know, it was just, I wanted something different. You know, it's a lot less stressful now in this lifestyle for me, and I think that really, you summed it up. I think it's just, you know, less stress and
more freedom.
More freedom, traveling to when and where we want.
Live free or die.
Our answer is going to be a little bit different. My reason was to see the USA. We're both retired educators, and I was in the field of history and government, and so I wanted to see the historic places that I taught about all those years.
And I agree with that completely, but I also like the idea of having an adventure both in seeing the USA, but also an adventure of the RVing lifestyle.
Probably, well, for both of us, it's the air fryer. We really like that. We use it a lot. We cook everything in it, so.
Yeah, I agree. We use that like on a daily basis.
You go ahead and answer that one.
I know what you're gonna say. My coffee pot. Or my couch. It's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up with me too. TV, I could probably live without it, but I like my TV. I like to watch more movies. And my guns, I can't live without them in my RV.
So for me, this is gonna sound weird, but it's a moisture barrier under our mattress. And it is the one thing that I am so glad. So different.
So mine is so different.
So it was the first thing that I bought before we started full-timing for our RV. And it was something that was recommended by other RVers. And the reason why is because if you do not have slats underneath your mattress and it's just a solid platform, that is a breeding ground for moisture, which is going to turn into a moldy mattress. And so having a moisture barrier prevents your mattress from getting moldy. And had we not had that, we would have had a moldy mattress very soon into our adventures. And people say, oh, that wouldn't happen in Arizona, but that's exactly where it happened, was Arizona in the fall.
Probably the Wi-Fi router. So,
of course,
being able to work on the road, it's important. So.
The one device for me that I can't live without, I would say, I mean, I probably could, but I'd rather not. It's is the router that we have. It's called a Max Transit. It's a router. It's for the internet. We can pull in Wi-Fi signals from far away and also cell phone signals from 2 different carriers, and it makes our own little hotspot and our own little internet connection, and it works great. And because we watch a lot of videos on YouTube and make a lot of videos and upload the videos, obviously, so you know, I kind of need a strong connection there.
For me, it's kind of a tie between 2 items that I use every single day. One is my tea kettle. Every morning I drink a cup of herbal tea, and so I could not live without my tea kettle. And the second thing, it's a tie, would be the TV, because I am a TV watcher. I love to watch TV. So those are, I guess, I have 2 items, I guess, that are it's kind of a tie for me.
The one item that I absolutely could not live without in the RV would be either a GPS or what's called a trucker's map that tells me where the low bridges are and where I can and cannot go. When we first started RVing, we had a 40-foot diesel pusher, and that was much more difficult to get around in than the Class C is. And that map and GPS come in very handy.
And the other thing that I can't live without is some sort of Wi-Fi capability So in my case, my T-Mobile Wi-Fi tower.
I think we both agree on the same thing. It's our Stearns & Foster mattress.
And the coffee pot.
And maybe the satellite during football season. Go Vols.
I just miss sometimes the daily routines. Like I used to go to the gym, so kind of like, you know, people you meet and stuff like that along the way.
I don't have any regrets, and I don't think there's anything that we would do differently, but there are two things that I miss.
Fifth wheel.
What? You would do it differently?
Get a dually.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'd future-proof, because we didn't think we'd ever want a bigger camper, so we didn't get it. We only got a truck that would pull like a 28-footer bumper pull, so I think getting a fifth wheel wasn't in our vision, but now
it is.
So I would have future-proofed by getting a bigger truck, so we don't have to worry about that later.
But on the flip side, it's nice having a smaller rig because you can get into more places. Whereas if we had started out with a fifth wheel, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to some of the places that we've been.
That's what I mean, like future-proof, like we start out with a bumper pull.
That's true. Yeah. So I don't have any regrets per se, but there are two things that I miss. One is having a pool in my backyard, which I would love to have again someday. And the other thing is I miss having a big kitchen because I like to cook and I like to spread things out and make a mess. And that's not really possible. So I've adjusted how I prepare my meals a little bit in the RV.
I think our answer on this one would be the same. There is nothing that I regret about going full-time RV living. I don't miss our big house, you know, our 24 square foot house with 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. I don't miss any of that. I don't miss that. The only thing that I think both of us would do differently if we could would be to have started a lot earlier. I wish that we could have known about this lifestyle years ago and done it sooner. I think that's the only regret that I would have, or that's the only thing I would do differently.
But that's kind of a catch-22 scenario because you can't really, the things that led us to, the series of events in our life that led us to doing this, you know, didn't happen earlier. But I guess that's the answer is I wish that we would.
I wish I'd have known about the lifestyle earlier so we could have done it earlier.
And had the nerve and the guts to just go for it and go do it.
Yeah.
But I think you have to live a certain bit of your life sometimes to have the experiences to make you to realize what you do and what you don't want out of life. And to me, the most valuable thing, it's not to me, this is a fact, the most valuable thing that we all have is time. And you know, it's limited. You can't renew it. You got a limited amount of time on this earth. And you know, why not
just live in the sunshine.
Live in the sunshine. But that's really what that's all about, living in the sunshine, living your best life every day you can, because you know, nobody's guaranteed another day. And I think life is a gift and you're supposed to enjoy it.
Our first year out was pretty, we went to a job, how many miles away?
1,100 miles
1,100 miles away, found out the guy didn't have the authority to hire us. We had spent all our money getting down there because they were so excited to get us. So that year was, but I wouldn't do it over because it taught us a lot. And it taught me especially, if we could make it through that, we can make it through anything. So I just think about that when it starts getting tough.
And I think to do anything over would be just like anything in life. If we could go back to the beginning with the knowledge we have now after 4 years of doing this, our entire journey would have been different. But I don't think we'd be the same. We're campers today if we didn't start out the harsh way we did.
No, I don't think there's anything that we regret. Then there's not anything really we'd change right now because we're just starting out, so we're kind of learning as we go.
Yeah, we're still learning as we go, and we kind of just started it how we wanted to, and it's been smooth since.
Yeah, so the one thing that I regret is not taking a little bit longer after we took everything out of the house and put it in storage, was keeping things in storage a little bit longer so that we could make better decisions of what we really wanted to keep and what we could give away. We unfortunately gave away a few things that now we wish we had back or that we had to replace.
The one thing that I regret or I would do differently is, again, like I said earlier, our first purchase was a 40-foot diesel pusher. I will never purchase another motorhome or any recreational vehicle where you have a residential refrigerator on the slide side. They weigh entirely too much to be on the side where there's a slide. And because they constantly were breaking the slide motor, and it was constantly in the shop or under repair, we're replacing that. So that's what I regret and would do differently.
I don't have any regrets. If I could start over, it would be to start sooner.
I agree 100%.
Just to look into it, do a lot of research.
Research,
Like crazy.
research.
Just, yeah.
Because you've got, first of all, you've got to know what type of RV you want. If you want an RV or a van or whatever, you have to do a lot of research in that area. And not only that, you need to know a budget. What can I afford? How am I going to make a living from the road? So there are a lot of things you have to put in place before you can actually do it. Don't just jump into it. But I think research is
yeah, just know what you can afford, know what you want out of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you want to just go off to the far reaches of wherever in the middle of nowhere at the top of a mountain, up a four-wheel drive road, you're going to need something smaller like a van or a truck camper, something like that, off-road. But if you're like us and you want more space and you just want to live more comfortably, you want to think about something bigger like a fifth wheel or a Class A.
Just go with what you can afford. That's what we did.
And they're all kinds of price ranges.
Yeah.
So it's not like.
And you don't have to buy new.
No, I would recommend to not actually. Yeah. I mean, if you got a lot of money, go for it if you want to. But you're going to have just as many problems, if not more, with a new RV. But that's a totally different story.
And don't let anyone talk you out of it. If you want to do it, where there's a will, there's a way.
Just know what you want out of life and just go for it. Live your own life the way you want to, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. We were lucky. Our families were very supportive.
I know at first a lot of people, even though if they are supportive, I know a lot of people probably think that you're crazy.
You're going to live in a what?
Yeah, you're going to live in an RV. What are you, a loser? I mean, that's kind of the first, because from our generation, it was kind of frowned upon if you lived in a van down by the river. They made the comedy skit about that. But it was just, but you can do that. A lot of people do that, and they are very happy. Yeah. And we really do enjoy this lifestyle, and we highly recommend it if you love traveling at all.
Don't think about the obstacles that are in your way, make an excuse for that. Come up with ways you can overcome those obstacles to do what you want to do.
Don't make the statement of I can't do that, because you give yourself a reason in your mind. You've already set your mind that okay, I can't do it.
Make a statement of how can I do that?
Not I can't. Ask how can I, because you will figure out a way once you keep asking that question.
Definitely don't pick the first RV that you find, and kind of really figure out what you like, what you don't like about certain RVs, and
just make sure it will really fit your needs, and don't end up in something that you're gonna not want later. And then I also would say, just if you're thinking about starting, just go for it, try it out, and don't worry what the people that with negative comments have to say about it.
Do your research.
Be out of debt. If you're out of debt, you don't need much money to survive or to live. And don't cheap out on tires. Get good tires.
Good tires.
Do your maintenance. It's very important.
I think number one, you got to be very, very secure in your relationship with your significant other.
You're working together and living together, so you're together all the time.
And like with us living together in a 33-foot tube for 4 years, and we got a really good relationship. So for us, it's different than some other people. But if there's any doubts in the world and you're fighting and arguing now as a couple, don't move into a tube.
Yeah. Even if you have a bigger tube with slide outs.
That's right.
And I think that it takes a special kind of couple to be able to do this too.
It does.
Because it's not, you're kind of like seasonal, so you're not always guaranteed a job, but we found that we've gotten to places where we've gotten a job within a day, basically. Just get on the phone. A lot of people think it's just this wonderful lifestyle where all you do is, oh, you get to camp all the time,
Campfires and s'mores.
This is still a job. We still have to go to work. So we're just amazed at how many people think that about about it. That
they think that we're rich, you know. Oh, my, you're in New Hampshire this summer, and Florida in the winter, and California next year, you know.
The advice I would give someone who's thinking about this lifestyle is, number one, if you're going to purchase something new, buy the warranty and the extended warranty, because there is no such thing as quality control in the RV industry. They will stand behind their product if you have a warranty and if you have an extended warranty. Other than that, it is coming out of your back pocket. Everybody needs to be on the same page. You and your partner need to have talked about from the beginning what your plans are and how long you plan on doing it and what you plan on doing next. Have an exit plan as well.
The thing that we really recommend is that you do so much research in advance of doing this RV lifestyle. One of the things that we did that we really liked was the Escapees Boot Camp, which really gave us a lot of information about the RVing lifestyle and certainly the full-time lifestyle. And there's lots of research on the internet, just lots of books that have been written. So do your research before you embark on this lifestyle.
We're also a little unusual in that we were not campers prior to this. We did not have, you know, tents or pop-ups or anything. So that's why we needed to do these other things first. Plus we also traveled and we rented RVs at campgrounds and we stayed in them. Could we live in one of these things for an extended period of time and not kill each other? What would it be like, you know, to empty a tank, to have to deal with the little minor repairs that take place from time to time? Because I am not Joe Handyman. That's why the extended warranty and the warranty are very important also for us. So the boot camp was just incredibly helpful and it opened up our eyes to a lot of things.
I would say if you're going to do it, just when you go on your, like say, travel days and stuff, make sure you plan ahead. Make sure you plan the routes. Patient, start early. Get off the road early. Don't travel tired.
My answer would be make sure you choose a tow vehicle if you're going to buy a travel trailer, fifth wheel, that you buy a rig that is more than capable of towing, because we were given some misinformation when we first started looking at RVs, and had we followed through, we would have put ourselves in a very sticky situation on a couple of occasions. So we're glad that we waited and educated ourselves on what kind of vehicle that we should have, especially with some of the places that we wanted to visit out west, where the winds can be very unpredictable and change on a dime. And so having a vehicle that's more than capable of towing is just important for safety. I'm surprised that wasn't your answer.
I know.
Well, thanks for watching, and one thing we wanted out of this video is we wanted to inspire you. So we hope that's what we've done, to inspire, whether it be full-time RVing or just whatever makes you happy in life. Just go do it. And until next time,
live in the sunshine.
Live in the sunshine.
Love you.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.